Or there's a sefer called the Karnei Chagavim, all the laws of grasshoppers. Today was spoken about at the funeral, a famous story about the grasshoppers, and that while he was writing the sefer Karnei Chagavim about grasshoppers, he needed to know what a grasshopper looked like. And a grasshopper popped right onto his windowsill. And he was able to stare at the grasshopper as long as needed until he was finished writing, and then the grasshopper went away. I remember I once said this over my wife actually said that, oh, she was teaching in a seminary, she said it over to a bunch of girls, and the girls got all excited. Ah! Okay, why were they excited about the story? Because the day before that, they were in Bnei Brak for their Bnei Brak Shabbaton, and Rebbetzin Kanievsky told them the story, that there was a grasshopper that came onto her husband's windowsill until he was finished writing the Sefer Karnei Chagavim. There was an a proscript to the story, and that was that he was once with a professor who knew the anatomy of animals. He was a professor in the university, and he met up with Chaim Kanievsky, and he said, you got it wrong. The way you wrote it about the grasshopper is not correct. So Chaim Kanievsky felt very, very bad that he wrote a sefer about grasshoppers and there was a mistake in there. At that moment, the grasshopper came there, right in between them. They were able to pick it up and look at it, and Chaim Kanievsky was right. And I said this story once on Shavuos night in the World Center, where it was open and people came, and I said over the story about the power of Torah, that you see the people who hit levels of Torah, Hashem helps them out with their learning. And I said over the story that this professor, and a guy came over to me, not from Mishnah Torah at all, a random person, he said, my uncle was the professor in Bar Ilan that this story happened to. And he said that the whole family knows about the story, that he tried to tell Chaim Kanievsky that he was wrong about the anatomy of the grasshopper, and the grasshopper had popped in again to show him that he